So no, I just think that it's this really kind of bullshit expectation that is somehow put on women, by the way, because you never hear the articles written about, you know, the guy that can't have it all. And for me, it's really about figuring out what you want and having conviction to be okay with what you want. I find a lot of the themes this morning were around how women tend to be sort of, you know, meek, and you know, we kind of let things happen to us, and we're not the ones to be like, well, wait a minute, is this really what I wanted? And I think we're very much people who say yes very easily. And I've been one of those people in my career who for a long time it was like, yeah, okay, I'll take on that crappy client, or I'll do that shit for you and not get recognized. But now I think the important thing that I've learned is that no is a powerful word, and you have to be willing to say no. I never thought I would quote this book, and this is sort of embarrassing that I'm admitting this, although I think many of you have probably read 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you don't have to admit it. I will admit it for all of us.
All three?
All three.
Okay, just checking.
But I did learn some terminology in those books that I thought was applicable today to the talk today. And the terminology, for those of you who have read the books, soft limits and hard limits. Okay? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I think it's important for you to know what your limits are and to have conviction about those limits. Because if you don't know what stuff you're comfortable saying yes to or what stuff you're comfortable saying no to, then this whole notion of like juggling and balance, or whatever you want to call it, life integration, it kind of goes out the window if you don't really know. And I'm going to give you an example. And this, in hindsight, is horrifying to me, but at the time, it was sort of normal, so I didn't really think it was that horrifying. And I was pregnant with my son, Billy, who's 11, and I was working on the Gillette account at the time, a huge account, you know, just massive business for the agency, and there was a new CEO in town. And everybody's very nervous because who knows what can happen, the new CEO's in town. So the meeting is set on the calendar for the new CEO to have orientation with the agency. It's for April 3rd. So I'm due to have my son on April 1st. So I was like, okay, see you later. And everybody was like, no, April 1st, if you have the baby on April 1st, you can come to the meeting. What? What planet is this? No, I'm not coming to the meeting. So then it was like, okay, we understand that may have offended you. Maybe you don't have to come to the meeting. We'll just videotape you from the hospital room.
Oh my God.
So for me, you know, I had to say, you're crazy. There's no fucking way I'm doing that. I'm leaving. I'm going to be gone for 3 months and get over it. And when I'm back, we'll talk about things and you'll be fine. Trust me. And it led me to another lesson, which I'm trying really hard to embrace, and it's hard. And that lesson is about delegating and about giving people, empowering people to be accountable. Because I find that in order for me to do everything I need to do, I need to have other people that are willing to step up. And there are a lot of people that are willing to step up, but I find too often I play the role in my agency. You know, I have 2 kids at home, but I really have 200 children if I add the agency. I'm the mother in the agency. And so as long as mommy's around, you know, it's very easy for people to kind of be like, oh, it's okay, stuff will get done. And so I've had to be a little bit more of a hard ass and say, you know what, no, you're responsible. You guys help run the agency. You have to help figure this out and push that responsibility back down to my team, which is hard. You know, people don't like that. For me, this notion of having life integration wouldn't happen if I was still saying yes a lot.
Yep.
And I think part of it was me, you know, having the balls to be able to say to certain people no. Now I also find myself in a position, you know, if we're doing new business or we have client meetings, where I'll also say, no, I'm not traveling for that, or I'm not doing this. I've got my daughter's, you know, ballet recital or whatever, and it's okay. And I don't hide that. And so I really think, you know, when it comes to this elusive having it all, it's about choices, it's about limits, it's about understanding your own limits, and then it's about accountability and pushing that down. And